Welcome to TAS-Blasting, our series where we explore the weird and cheap world of Star Trek, the animated series. The chronically underwatched, forgettable part of Star Trek fandom.
Hey, where's Irma? Isn't she supposed to be in on this?
She's late. I don't know where she is.
We gotta fix that.
Good of you to join us.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. I didn't want to come. Oh, hey, Roy, are you cosplaying Tuvok?
Oh, so a chocolate cake with Vulcan ears has to be cosplaying Tuvok. Because he's black. But yeah, I am Tuvok. Tim Russ is living the dream for all of us.
Too true. And playing music about it. All right, let's get this show on the road.
Well, on today, the first episode of TAS-Blasting, we start at the beginning. Season 1, Episode 1, entitled Beyond the Farthest Star.
You could also call it Beyond Boring.
Let's just get through with this.
The episode starts off with a good old captain's log, real original. Kirk's heroic return to the small screen is here, and the bridge crew of the Enterprise is all there too. Except Chekhov. Where is he? Many have guessed, no one knows for sure. It's Star Trek, but animated. So we're sure to get far more fantastic aliens, environments, and action scenes that a low-budget show in the 60s could never dream to pull off.
And instead we're greeted with about 20 minutes of men saying numbers and looking at screens while the ship slowly drifts into an intergalactic trash rock that just popped up.
You get some good looks at all the beloved main cast in animated form. Leonard Nimoy has not a wrinkle, he's like a baby. But why is Uhura's seat so high? Is this a power move? Sitting higher than everyone else on the bridge? If it is, I'm glad she's finally asserting her proper dominance.
Oh, and Spock has a great moment here. In true Spock asshole fashion, he calculates how long they have and starts counting aloud from 93.
How much time do we have?
Impact in 93 seconds. 92. 91.
It's okay, man. You can just wait until 10 and count down like a normal person.
If he wasn't specific down to the millisecond like Data is, how would we know he's smart?
We would not.
Thankfully, Uhura is having none of that and cuts him off. She's got some new signal, which just sounds like someone frying up bacon.
Captain, there's another signal. Listen.
3 big strips of bacon.
Introducing Wendy's Big Bacon Classic.
So, anyways, they get into orbit around this exotic alien trash dump, and then Uhura finds this big string of space beans that are floating around.
Spock gives Kirk the rundown on those beans, and they find out these beans is going bad. They've been there for 300 million years. That's a crazy number to throw out, Star Trek. 300 million years.
So yeah, Kirk's got a hankering for beans, so they decide to go over there. And they pop on some life support belts.
These very, very apropos man girdles look very useful. It's like a personal shield and a spacesuit all rolled into one Deus Ex Machina.
Something that might be useful, I don't know, 1,000,000 times later in Star Trek. Like, is this series canon anyway?
It's canon fodder for my derision. And the fact is that King Gene didn't consider it canon because it didn't fit in his highfalutin dignified version of Trek. And that makes me say yes, fully canon, forever.
So anyways, they beams over and Spock starts getting really hot and bothered about this ship's construction. We catch him giving a little hug and snuggle to some debris. Say, aren't Vulcans touch telepaths? Only when it's important to the plot? Oh, okay then.
So they start poking around in this very, 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 very ancient derelict dead ship, and they find the one true God. No, not whoever you're thinking of. The flying spaghetti monster! The Pastafarians were right!
And then they move on to find out where this radio signal is coming from. And they come to a door.
And wordlessly, before anyone can say anything, Spock just up and blasts the door controls. Only logical to randomly blow shit up in an incredibly ancient spaceship made of completely unknown materials.
And everybody's just cool with that, so they walk in.
They find some BDSM Wonka factory and get locked in. No way out. No way to talk to the Enterprise. Classic.
So they wander over to a big computer and discover that the ship is controlled by a giant Dance Dance Revolution machine.
So, like, if you break your streak, you crash right into a sun?
I would assume, yes.
What a noble race to embrace the elegant motions of dance into their technology.
Die! Suffer! Enemies of the Empire! So they yap it up until McCoy notices the door lighting up. The Diddy-Ar-Bad goes nuts, and this alien dude pops up on the screen.
Spock cleans up the message, and this alien tells them, "Hey there, you're fucked. Good luck, jackass."
I think Scotty might have been having a private bathroom moment, because then the room explodes, and he goes flying, still seated, all the way across the room.
He really does. We paused it a couple of times. The whole beam bridge blows up in a very inexpensive explosion. But they're beamed off by Kyle, who got this cushy assignment entirely on the prowess of his magnificent mustache. It really does redefine mustache rides.
As he was beaming him up, Kirk does his usual thing, and he tries to relieve some inward pressure during transport. But rather than disappearing into the ether, his fart seems to beam up alongside them and escapes into the vents. Kirk's pretty embarrassed, but he's the captain, so they pretended it was an alien.
They recover from Zapfart and get a good old status report on the bridge, because who knows what's going on up there.
Spock starts up the automated defense system, which is ribbed for her pleasure.
Scotty is so scared. He sees the other ship had to self-destruct.
And Kirk is casual as you like, ready to do the same. Basically asks Scotty to go stand there with the finger on his button.
And Scotty says, "Hi, Captain," like a little Eeyore. And then Spock tells us that after they deployed the defense plug, the alien was responding.
A steady, almost pulsing rhythm.
Like the beating of a heart.
There's some trouble down on the lower decks, and Kirk calls down to sickbay. We got a nice shot of Nurse Chapel. She looks really sleepy, and for that matter, so does Bones. They didn't do DeForest Kelly any favors in the animated look.
To be fair, he was old as balls even then.
He was a perpetually old man.
Born that way, his mother was shocked. And then we get a shot of Kirk and Spock running full fucking tilt through the guts of the ship.
Where they find Scotty. And he fell into a big space toilet. The thing snapped him up, and his life support belt is keeping him from drowning, but not from being humiliated. He's waving Kirk off. "Just let me a die, Captain. Flush me wee body down and never speak of it again."
So these two guys fiddle with the plunger a bit, check the water level, and the seat lets up on him.
They get to the bridge and find out this fart is wreaking havoc all over the ship. Kirk makes a plan to lock off the controls, and this pisses off the fart man in the vents very badly.
So anyway, he starts blasting. He pins Spock down with fart energy and makes Kirk obey him.
Obey me!
This fart is not silent but deadly. Kirk is famously into the kinky stuff with anyone and everyone, but Spock has not given consent.
Kirk pulls the old switcheroo.
I love Action Kirk. He takes off his space girdle and pulls a combat roll, all of his favorite combos.
Spock and Kirk cook up a plan to de-stink the ship and get control back of the Enterprise.
So this thing is calling the shots. It wants to go to the center of the galaxy. Classic sign of a newbie dom, thinking that just shouting orders makes it sound like you have authority.
Repair the warp drive controls. Obey me. You will obey me. Obey me.
Kirk goes full space nuts and just starts flying the ship right at this dead planet, doing a classic game of chicken. And this fart just can't handle it.
And then, when they're safe, we found out that this would-be dom is a needy sub. I knew it. It's so lonely. 300 million years alone. It's begging him not to leave it alone again.
Don't leave me alone. Please. Please. So lonely.
Captain's log, stardate 5221.8.
And Kirk just does his old standby. Leave them there. Never look back. Warn the Federation to make sure no one ever goes there, not even to check up on them. Problem solved. Definitely never have to address that down the line. It'll never con back to bite him in the ass. So, this has got to be aired out of order, right? Because, I'll tell you, I cheated. I watched ahead, and the other episodes have a lot more going on than this one. Like we said, 5 minutes of just, oh, science, 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 numbers, numbers, 93, 92, what the hell? Was this a kid's show? I don't know. It was boring. It was really boring. We had one glimpse of a cool alien dude in his bean ship, and that was the only interesting part, except for this weird guy screaming, oh baby! Or maybe, oh baby! I'm not sure which. So I'm gonna go with 2 out of 5. It's Star Trek, so I can't go 1 unless it's New Trek. Yes, I'm one of those. Oh wait, no, not Strange New Worlds. I love them. How about you, Roy? Yay or nay?
I give it 2 cupcakes. I'm not sure what it was supposed to be for, though. Was this for kids? Was it for adults, fans of the show? When did this air? It was a strong enough first episode, and I bet back in the 70s, for a fan, this was really cool to see on TV. I give it 2 out of 4 cupcakes.
2 out of 4. I hate your rating system.
I hate you for making me do this.
I didn't do this. I didn't even want to do this either. Harp told me I had to, via blackmail.
Yeah, this isn't my doing. It's how Irma pays me for letting the film here.
But why? This has got to be torture for all 3 of us.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm the villain in this one. I always wanted to be a bad guy.